We came home today with 90 pieces from the Goodwill bins. I selected my favorite 15 pieces or so, and I'm going to share those with you guys. It's going to be a pretty interesting haul. Definitely going to be mostly clothing, but we do have a couple of random items in here. We have a bag, we have a blanket, we have a towel, we have a toy. We got some pretty cool pieces we picked up at the bins today. You don't want to miss any of them. Let's get right into it. If this is your first time watching one of our videos, I do appreciate you stopping by to check out the channel. My name is Ari. You can find me on all social media platforms and eBay and whatnot. Same name is here, Nothing New Thrifts. My wife and I resell clothing full-time, focusing mainly on men's clothing on eBay and women's clothing over on whatnot. We thrift 3 to 4 days a week pretty heavily, and we like to share some of our finds with you guys. So if you enjoy that type of content, make sure you hit the video with a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and let's get right into this haul. For the first item, why don't we start right away with a non-clothing item. Here we go. Boom. Cannot pass up on a Polo Bear towel. Come on. This was passed to me by one of the bros at the bins. Shout out to the bro. This guy's always wearing the sickest little outfits. Very cool. These do sell. They can sell. I was actually thinking today that I should do some research and figure out which ones are like sought after, or if there's one that's like really sought after. Because I usually just grab them and I tuck them into the pile, or sometimes we'll use them for the beach. But we do have a little collection of those going. So I do want to figure out which ones we should be looking out for. But I can assume it's going to be selling for like 25, 30 bucks minimum on a polar bear towel. Polo bear towel, not polar bear, polo bear towel. Found that today at the bins, $2, pretty sweet. Again, could sell for 25 to 30, but we'll probably be keeping that. I didn't look this one up yet. Vintage looking. I'm pretty sure that's like a vintage LL Bean patch. Vintage LL Bean mesh duffel bag. This thing is so sick. This is really good for us for like for our water days, for our beach days, for our camping stuff. So definitely going to be keeping this one. Again, I'm not sure what this one's worth, but pretty cool little vintage LL Bean mesh duffel bag. If you guys know comps on this one, or if you're familiar with this piece, please let me know. I'm not familiar with this one at all. First one in the front here is going to be a, again, recognizable pattern. I've mentioned this this brand before, and again, just teaching you guys to recognize this pattern. This is Lily Pulitzer. Lily Pulitzer, there's your little tag. Oh, sorry, camera angle's funny. Boom, there you go. And this is a little romper. Lily Pulitzer, anything colorful, nice Lily Pulitzer, you're looking at a minimum like 25 is kind of low. Minimum like 30 bucks. But it can go for a good chunk more depending on what you have. And in the summertime, these rompers are pretty popular. And then one more here. Absolute beauty, absolute amazing shirt. These sell almost like right away. You can put them up for like 60, 65-ish, and they'll sit for a little bit, but they should still sell, or you should get a pretty good offer. But if you list them for like 50-ish, they will sell almost same day, depending on the color and the size, obviously. This is a nice color. Small, relaxed fit, Frank and Eileen, woven in Italy, with love from sunny California. Come on, amazing brand to look out for. Button-ups, sweaters, pants, they make all sorts of items. Look out for Frank and Eileen. Super easy to spot the tag. Don't miss it. Frank and Eileen. All right, let's do it. Solid brand to look out for. Born and raised. The founder of this brand actually passed away, I believe, a couple of years ago now. So the stuff has always been hot, has always been sought after, and it still is to this day. It carries its weight, it carries its value. Super heavy duty, like materials that they use is super heavy, chunky, like really nice quality sweatpant, and then they use these like really big, chunky, super high quality embroideries. So they're always kind of like known for their quality on their garments. This probably retailed in like the 60, 70-ish range, and I would imagine it can resell in the $30 range. We sell their t-shirts all day, again in that like 30-ish range, so I would imagine we can get at least that much for their sweatpants. Boom. Come on. The full zip green Polo Ralph Lauren knit sweater with the big old crest logo. What does it say? Polo Ralph Lauren, finest New York quality, finest Polo and Co. with a big flesh pony. Holy smokes. Beautiful piece here. It's a little faded, but even in this like pretty faded out condition, should still be worth minimum 30 bucks. And again, in like great condition, this could be worth a pretty penny. Super nice. This brand right here is a really good brand to look out for. Faherty. The men's and the women's items sell pretty well, and these button-ups are like they're more basic pieces. But if you find like their hoodies, their jackets, or anything more substantial, you're looking at a nice little payday there. This shirt will sell all day quickly for like 25 minimum, and again, you can sell like hoodies and stuff in like the 30, 40, $50 range all day. So definitely look out for Faherty. Yeah, easy to spot once you recognize the little brand. This one's cool. So I thought this was just like kind of cool. It kind of like a Y2K vibe going on. Not really like our main selling category, Silver Star. But we do sell it. You know, we're not afraid to pick up some Y2K. I know my Y2K stuff. We got a couple Y2K pieces today actually. Anyways, I thought this was cool, and then I looked closer, and if you look closer here at the bottom, it says the Axe Murderer. And I was like, dude, hold up. That sounds familiar. I know who that is. And if you look a little higher, right here it says Wanderlei, which is actually pronounced Vanderlei. And then this over here says Silva. So this is Vanderlei Silva, the Axe Murderer walkout tee. If you guys don't know who Vanderlei Silva is, do yourself a favor and look him up. He's like the most savage looking dude out there. Yeah, old school MMA fighter, and just look at him and you'll know what I'm talking about. Savage looking dude. Definitely not somebody you want to get into like a bar fight with. Vanderlei Silva, the Axe Murderer. Pretty cool. Pretty cool to find a walkout tee from that era. I'm into the old school MMA stuff. Back when I used to keep up with it. Back in the day, there used to be like 4 UFC events a year, so it's pretty easy to like keep up with them and get hyped up for them. Now there's like 2 per weekend. This is a vintage Tsunami Relief 2004 Von Dutch t-shirt. Where's the graphic at? You can kind of see the tag here. It's kind of washed out though, but there's a nice Von Dutch hit on the sleeve. Boom, there it is. And then on the back side, on the tail of the shirt, it says the whole story. Let's see if I can read it super fast. Von Dutch Originals is giving all profits from the sale of this shirt to Operation USA. Operation USA is a humanitarian relief organization with a disaster response program already hard at work in the tsunami-devastated regions of Asia. www.vondutch.com. Let's freaking go. Pretty cool. Tsunami Relief Fund vintage Von Dutch t-shirt. Again, I don't know if there's like a little following for these or anything, but I would imagine it's going to be minimum $25. Could be a little bit more. You could probably put it up for a little bit and let it sit. I looked it up today. There wasn't any listed. There wasn't any sold. So maybe I could put it up, and I'm sure like some celebrities have popped out in that tee like back in that day, you know. I'm sure you could find a picture of somebody wearing that t-shirt. Next up, let's go. My wife had a crazy bin. Like the last rotation there, it's always the last rotation, but the last rotation of the day, she pulled out like 5 just absolute bangers, including these mother jeans. Boom. Mother jeans again. People say mother jeans aren't what they used to be, and you might be right. They don't all sell like they used to, but again, I've said it before, some mother jeans can still fetch a really pretty penny. We've sold some mother jeans for up to $100 not that long ago, like weeks or months ago. Boom, and here you go. This is an example of a substantial piece. These are corduroy mother jeans in a size 31. So again, they're not super skinny, they're not ankle cropped, they're not a size 25, they're a size 31 corduroy, like a straight leg, almost a wide leg. This is what I'm talking about. This is something you can easily be looking at over 50, over 60, maybe in that 70, 80 range on something of this caliber right here. We'll be running those on Whatnot. This right here, anybody familiar with this? We didn't find this today, we found this the other day, but I don't think I showed it anywhere, so I had to show it today. What's the brand called? I don't even know the brand name. Moschino? Somebody please correct me. And I'll show you guys all the tags. You guys can tell me what you think. I know it's supposed to be pretty fancy stuff. It feels really nice. You guys tell me what you think. Does it look legit? Boom. I'm not sure. It looks kind of legit. If you guys think it's legit, let me know in the comments. If you guys don't think it's legit, let me know in the comments. But it could be worth at least $100, $200. Again, we'll run it on Whatnot if we can figure if it's legit. All right, we got 3 pieces left to show you guys. 4 pieces left. 3 pieces of clothing, 1 non-clothing piece, okay? Let's, I don't even know where to start. Let's start with this one. Let's go. We've got the center swoosh Nike pullover hoodie. Let's go. These were super hot a couple years ago. I think Travis Scott was wearing them. I don't think he's wearing them anymore, but they were super hot a couple of years ago. And you want to look for a little bit older tag. I think it's the Made in USA tag, obviously the one you want. This is a little bit less old than that. This is a Made in Mexico tag, but still pretty sought after. You can still get a good at least $50. And again, in those times, you could probably still get closer to like $100 on anything with like a center swoosh like this with a slightly older tag. Very cool little Nike center swoosh. This is like the third or fourth center swoosh that we find. We have not found a Made in USA one, but we have found a couple of nice Mexico ones, and we did find a nice Lakers one time that we sold for like 150. Okay, let's do this one now. This one we found not today, but we did find at the Goodwill bins in Los Angeles, which was interesting. Let me know if you guys want to hear more about that or would like me to go back and make a video about that. We found this crazy Free People dress, and I don't even know if you guys can get the magnitude of this thing right here. Look at that. Super nice, super crazy Free People dress. We'll run this over on Whatnot. Probably start it at like $20 or something, and just let it ride. So definitely check us out over there if you guys are interested in some of these nicer ladies pieces. All right, this was probably the find of the day, pulled by the one and only Mrs. Nothing New Thrifts. My wife, she didn't even tell me she found it. She just kind of waited for me to find it, and like as I was sorting through the clothes, and I was like, and she was just smiling. Vintage, 1995. Wu-Tang Method Man shirt. Let's go. Method man. Method man. I was listening to Wu-Tang all day long after finding this shirt, after she found the shirt. Pretty crazy. The tag was super darker earlier before we washed it, but we did give it a nice little wash. It was a little stinky. Made in USA, and right here you can't see it anymore that much, but it says 1995. 1995, 100% cotton, XL on the Wu-Tang tag. Again, let me show you guys that Method Man graphic on the front. Pretty freaking amazing. Somebody wanted to buy it, offered me $100. I told him that was fine because I thought the fit was a little funny, but low key, I think we not shrunk it a little bit, but it's not that big. I thought it was a little bit bigger. It's not that big. It's a little bit big for an XL, but it's not huge. It looks kind of big on me there. But I tried it on. It's not that big when it's on body. Anyways, somebody wants to buy it for $100 right now. It does have a little hole in the armpit. That's like an easy fix or an easy ignore. I don't want to say I'm hoping he doesn't buy it, but if he doesn't buy it, you'll definitely catch me rocking this a couple times. I didn't try it on before I tried to sell it, which was my mistake. I thought it was too big. But it's okay. If it sells, it sells. It's okay. That's what we're trying to do. Find of the day: 1995 Method Man Wu-Tang Clan T-shirt on the Wu-Tang tag. Let's freaking go. Last sale on eBay on this exact graphic was for like $124. 8 bids. I think the guy kind of got cooked. Should have gone for like maybe like $125, $150 solid. Again, I was trying to do the same. So selling it off of site and avoiding fees, basically $100 is kind of the same as like $125 or $150. All right, last piece of the day, last item that I'm going to share with you guys is this freaking sick Barbie plane. Are you kidding me? I saw it and I was like, okay, come on. There's no way that we're not getting that. We looked it up. These things are like $65 brand new. These are crazy. Anyways, got it for $2. Everything kind of included. They didn't really have anything in it. It's just like a little luggage. There you go. But yeah, we are buying stuff like this. Like at least once a week, we're buying some funny little toy for the girls. And sometimes we get lucky and find something really cool like this. So I did just feel like it was funny to share that with you guys. Maybe we'll start sharing with you guys more of our toy finds. As the girls get older, I feel like we're just going to be doing more and more toys and stuff like that. So yeah, so they will be around. So let me know if you guys are interested in seeing some more of the toy finds, more of like the like stuff that we find, like random stuff we find at the bins. We can show you guys all that funny stuff as well. Alrighty, that's it for today's video. Finished all the haul, finished all the pieces. I don't think I missed anything. If I did, I'll add it while I'm editing, but I don't think so. I always do this. I always forget the find of the day, and it's always for a funny reason. Like one time it was hanging up somewhere else, a little damp, so I forgot about it. Today I forgot about it because it's a huge item. I already photographed it, I already folded it, and I already put it away, so I'm not gonna like bust it back out. I couldn't even hold it up for you guys anyways. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll some videos, roll some clips, roll some pictures here. You guys can enjoy this beautiful find, which is actually going to bump that Method Man shirt out of the way to second place. And this is actually the find of the day. This is a vintage Polo Ralph Lauren, 100% wool, USA made, black watch tartan plaid blanket. Let's go. 0 listed on eBay, 2 sold under those keywords with that pattern, basically. The black watch tartan plaid, 0 listed, 2 sold. The last one in pre-owned condition sold for $219.97, and it's a little smaller than the one we have. So we're looking at least $219.97 on that vintage Polo Ralph Lauren blanket. I spotted the logo from like 2 bins over. I kind of had to dash over for it. Nobody was even touching it. It was like, again, it was like a little Ralph Lauren logo attached to this big chunky piece of fabric. People were just ignoring it. Honestly, I'm pretty shocked in the condition. We were like, okay, it has to have holes or something, right? Because it's wool, it's older. We laid it out flat at the bins. We were like, my wife and I both looked at each other like, dude, it's not stained, it's not ripped, nothing. It's a little like shrunken down, but it's not misshapen or anything. Anyways, insane find. Polo Ralph Lauren, wool, made in USA blanket. Again, that black watch tartan plaid is like, is I don't want to say, I don't know if it's the best colorway in polo, but it's definitely one of the best colorways in polo that you can find. Glad I didn't forget that. The freaking blanket we found today, super cool. Again, I told you guys we found a blanket, we found a towel, we found a toys, and we found a bunch of clothes. So, alrighty, there we go. I'm glad I didn't forget that. Or almost didn't forget that, or I didn't forget it. I'm glad I didn't forget it. It's in the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Peace.